Hello, welcome into this week's edition of the Samford Sports Wrap-Up presented by Alabama Power. I'm John McAdoo. Very happy today to be joined by someone that a lot of Samford fans know very well, Joey Mullins, our Assistant AD for Communications. Joey, I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me on.
Now in your 18th season here with Samford Athletics, you've seen a lot of different changes. You've seen a couple of different ADs over you. You've seen some new facilities. What are some of the major changes you've seen from when you started till now?
Well, the biggest changes that I've seen, as you mentioned, was facilities like the Pete Hanna Center, where we're sitting right here, did not exist. This was our old tennis courts where we are. The current Pat M. Currington tennis pavilion was the football practice field. We had natural grass on the football field. The softball stadium, the current softball stadium, was not there. The J.T. Haywood Fieldhouse, the indoor hitting facility for baseball and softball, was not there. The Sullivan Cooney Fieldhouse that's in the football stadium was not there. The track and soccer stadium did not exist. We actually had a track around the football stadium, so we'd have track meets in the football stadium. And soccer played at what's now one of the intramural fields across the lakeshore. So those are huge changes. And then, like you said, we've had a couple of different ADs, and we've had two good ones, two that understand, I think, their role in hiring good people, hiring good coaches especially, and making sure they have what they need to be successful. And part of that was the facilities. We needed to upgrade our facilities, so they did that. And they've increased budgets. They've brought in good coaches who have recruited good student athletes. So I think that's a big thing. Is we've become more competitive. We've become last year we won 8 championships, which is the most in any school year in Samford history, and we did it without even having a spring semester. And that's just a testament to the coaches, to the administration, and to the athletes that they recruit. But those are the main changes as far as like the overall athletic department.
There might not be an area that's changed more than the area that we're in, kind of the digital space. We refer to it as the external operations unit. And now, we've got a social media person, a broadcast person, a creative video person. And when you started, what did it look like? Because a lot of those things, including social media and digital media, really just didn't exist at all.
No, they didn't. Well, we had a radio broadcaster that would do as many games as he could. He did every football, men's, women's basketball game, and a lot of the baseball games. But that was pretty much it. My role was, a lot of writing, which I still do, and statistics. But like as far as like getting releases out, press releases out, we still faxed stuff out at that point. I mean, we would email them out too, but you still would put stuff on letterhead and fax it out. But like you talked about, the social media has changed everything. Social media and video, being able to put video on the internet has changed everything, because you can broadcast your own games, which we couldn't do back then. If we were if we had a broadcast, the TV station would bring their own truck and their own crew, and we would hire people to help them. But now it's all in-house that you're in charge of with your group of students and announcers. And so that's completely different, because it just you can control it a little better. You can everything can be broadcast, whereas in the past other than the radio broadcast, we were dependent on the TV station deciding to broadcast our game. Now we can just broadcast it.
Tell us a little more about the role of sports information director, for those that don't know what your day-to-day looks like, especially when we're in season and have sports ongoing.
Well, the sports information or communications role is mainly as the contact between the athletic department and the media is the main role. So any requests from the media for interviews with student athletes, coaches, staff, or administration, or for information or for covering a game, anything like that, comes through our office. We also handle statistics. We handle a good bit, most of the writing for the website, the editing of the website, the maintenance of the website, and then record books, and media guides, fact books, and game programs. We handle all that. And then as far as game days, we handle all the media and statistics operations, and any post-game interviews, and getting the information out to the media so they can report on, and so they'll be aware of our results and what happened.
I know when you look back over your 17-plus years, there's probably a lot of moments that stick out to you. If you could just pick maybe one or two moments that really stick out in your mind as something special, what would those be?
You could pick any of the championships you've gotten to be a part of, because as with in your role and my role, you see how hard these athletes and these coaches work. So you want them to be successful. So when you get there and they reach their goal of winning a championship, that's that's just great to see. And one that sticks out is our first baseball Southern Conference Championship in 2012. We were playing Georgia Southern, who had beaten us in the championship game the year before. And we went into the bottom of the ninth. They were the home team. We were up 6-3. They come back and tie it 6-6, and there was an error by our second baseman, Zeth Stone, that kind of allowed them to come back. On the top of the 10th, we get the bases loaded with 2 outs, and of course Zeth Stone comes to the plate, and he hits a line drive that just gets over the first baseman's glove, goes in the corner. He winds up on third with a 3-run triple. We win 9-6. And there's a picture. Tony David, who coached third base then and still does now, has a picture of the two of them hugging after that. And I remember Tony telling me after the game he never felt better for an athlete or for a player after that, because he knew how hard it would have been if we had not won that game, for him to his error contributed to that. For him to come back and go from being in that situation to being the hero was great. And then you look at the first women's basketball championship we had was 2011. We beat Appalachian State in the championship game, and we had a girl, Paige Anderson, who was a junior, really good shooter, had not had a good tournament leading up to that, and she led us in scoring and hit the shot, a three-pointer with about 18 seconds left to put us up 1, and we went winning by 3. And so just things like that where somebody, like, they've kind of struggled a little bit, and then they come back and really come through and win a championship for their team.
When we do the student athlete spotlight, we do a little rapid fire segment at the end of it. We're going to do something similar to that, but we're going to switch it up a little bit. Everyone around here considers Joey Mullins the Samford historian. So instead of rapid fire questions about him or our team, we're going to do some quick trivia questions, and we're going to see how many Joey can nail. This is taking him by surprise. He didn't know this was coming. So, all right, we'll give it a shot. Samford fielded its first athletic team in what year?
I know it was 1886. Is that right?
Pretty close.
Baseball.
It was baseball. You're close. 1878.
Okay.
But very close. Very close. How many NCAA appearances has the soccer program made?
5.
That's correct. Bonus points if you can guess the opponents that they've played.
I know the first year they played Vanderbilt, defeated Vanderbilt, and then lost to Pepperdine.
Yep.
They played Florida State, South Carolina.
There's one more because they played Florida State twice.
Right.
So you've got 4 of them correct. There's one more.
Sorry, yeah.
LSU. Still
LSU,
pretty good.
okay,
You got the number right.
well,
You got 4 of the 5
I missed
opponents.
LSU.
LSU in 2007.
Okay.
What men's basketball player led the team in assists in back-to-back years in the 1979-80 and 1980-81 seasons?
Martin Newton.
Okay. Good thing you got that one, because if you would have missed that one, Martin might have been a little bit upset.
I wasn't here in 1979-80. Let's clarify that, though.
What year did the women's basketball program begin play?
It was 97-98.
That is correct. And the last one, most points scored in a game by the football team in program history.
It was 80-something. They played Birmingham Southern 87-0. Is that it?
It was 87 points scored against Birmingham Southern. Do you know the year? 1907, but you got the points and the opponent. I did not think you were going to get that one. So you went 4 for 5. The only one you missed was what was the first year Samford played athletics, and you were pretty close. So that is our historian, Joey Mullins. Joey, I appreciate you taking some time.
I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Assistant AD for Communications, Joey Mullins. I'm John McAfoose. That's going to do it for this edition of the Samford Sports Wrap-Up, presented by Alabama Power.